everybody, my name is Alisha Nicole Jackson. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Happy Sunday. I missed you guys. I literally recorded this yesterday while I was working out, honey. I didn't even feel like it. Okay, I complained the whole time. I was a brat. All right, but I got it done. That's what it's about sometimes. I think the gym is great, especially if you are somebody who's an overthinker. You are somebody who tends to be in your head sometimes. I think the gym is very good for decompressing and being in your body, being present in your body. So if you are somebody who is a chronic overthinker, or honey, you just need a release, a healthy vice, I would suggest the gym times 10, okay? This is why I come on here every week and yap and give you guys workouts, not only to help you become the best version of yourselves, but to just like remind you like, hey, Alicia's on her Zoom, get on your Zoom, work out. um we are definitely more than halfway through the year, which is crazy, y'all. I literally have all my goals for the new year in a planner, and they sit on my bed every day to haunt me. And I purposely do this because I feel like sometimes we just like, can push our goals aside, whether your goal is to be more healthy, more active, to eat right, to work out, whatever it is, just to put yourself out there. Sometimes we could get like lost in the sauce. And now where I'm from is getting chilly, so I really have no excuse to not focus on my goals, right? I'm not going outside as much. No brunch on Sunday. It's cold out there. You could go to a Chicago rooftop in October if you want. You might need a heater. But me, you feel me? I'm gonna choose to stay in. I'm challenging myself. Y'all, I gotta give myself a self-care budget. I love self-care. That's another reason I post hair content, fitness content. Lately my shorts have been doing well. Um, just talking about life and things I've learned in wisdom. So I'm big on self care, and I've even given myself a budget for self care. I'm like, okay, you can only spend this amount of money on self care each month. Like, I'm not playing. No new gym clothes, no manicures, no pedicures. Okay, you see, I got the slick back bun, honey. That might change. I'm probably gonna do braids during the winter. But I'm focused on length retention, right? I don't even think I'm gonna wear my curls as much. Even though I miss them already. Like, I love that. I don't like being restricted. Like, I don't like my hair being restricted. But I look pretty either way. And I feel like sometimes you have to make sacrifices. So if my goal is to grow my hair this winter, I might have to make a sacrifice, right? With curls, I can't like, well, I can put oil on my hair and stuff like that, but feel like if I have a slick back bun, right, I could take it down. I could wear two twists, honey. I could put grease in my hair. Sorry, y'all, this turned into a hair conversation. I mean, I do post hair content too. I'm saying all this to say, if you have goals, sometimes you have to make those sacrifices. Um, and it'll pay off in the end, right? But yeah, you have to make those tough, hard decisions because I don't know about y'all, but I want a vacation. I'm gonna take one. We gonna speak into existence. I'm gonna take one. I haven't took one in a long time. Me and my sister were just talking about that. Like, a vacation is long overdue. I think the last place I went was Mexico. I've been to Mexico twice, so I've been to Cancun, and then where else did I go? I can't even remember. That's sad. It was that long ago, but my point is, y'all, whatever goals you have, you need to revisit those and put them on a wall, okay? You have enough time to accomplish them and get them done. I am participating in the Great Lock-In. If you don't know what it is, it's all over TikTok. You can literally Google it and look it up. But basically, all it is that the goals that you set, you're going to achieve them. Like, it's no excuses, it's no if, but none of that. So I'm participating in the Great Lock-In, and I hope you guys are focused too. I saw a TikTok and they were like, the people that are like out, partying, not always, but you gonna probably see them same people doing the same thing next year. You're not missing anything. So this is just your reminder to get up, work on yourself, hit your goals. If you wanna have a lower body day, this is a perfect guide and tutorial for that. I try to make my videos as easy and beginner friendly as possible. I've been in the gym now for 5 years. Next year will make 6, which is crazy because I feel like I'm still learning, but I've grown a lot, um, especially physically as well. I'm supposed to be bulking right now, y'all. It's going okay. I've like put on 2 pounds since I started, which is good because I mean it's in the right places. But you gotta take your time with that. Anyways, guys, look at me. I'm working out and yapping. So what I'm doing now is just I'm activating my glutes. This is something you can do if you notice that you're doing workouts that are for your glutes and your legs, but you never feel them in your glutes. I will activate my glutes. So you can do this by doing fire hydrants. What I'm doing, side step squats, lunges, clamshells. I use the band because it just helps activate the glutes even more, in my personal opinion. Um, but yeah, y'all, it's time to lock in. So my videos are for that. And for this specific portion of glute activation, honestly, I just do it until I feel it. And then I'm like, okay, that's enough. And then I believe I'm about to do side step squats or side lunges, whatever you call them. But just make sure you want to activate those glutes because yeah, um you want to feel it. I would hate to do all that work, right? Do this bulk with everything I know now, because I think this is like my second real bulk and not see the best, most maximum results. So I've been making sure to activate my glutes before every workout, and I would say it's going pretty well. I have no complaints, and yeah, guys, make sure you are activating your glutes. And for this workout, we're only doing 3 sets, and each set has a different amount of reps. So the first set is 10. I mean, the first rep, yeah, the reps in the first set is 10, the second one is 8, and the last one is 6. So it's a little different. I switched it up because I am lifting heavy. Okay, so basically that's a 55-pound weight. All right. The goal was to do RDLs, but the more I look at these, I'm like, girl, you put your own twist on them. The reason that I like to do RDLs with the dumbbell is because I feel like I feel them in my glutes more. Even though I'm looking at this, I'm like, this, honey, this is a RDL squat or something. But basically, you could do an RDL different ways, right? Another one of my favorite ways is using the barbell. However, with the barbell, I feel like I have to do the RDLs unilateral, which means like I have to do one on my right leg, one on my left leg to feel them, right? Versus the dumbbell, especially when I'm against the wall and I'm doing the RDL motion where I hinge my hips back, keep a neutral spine, and go forward. Like I can actually feel them, especially when I'm hinging back and my butt hits the wall. So I like a dumbbell better. I just get a heavy dumbbell, 55 pounds. I probably could have grabbed a 60, but I was like, okay, we just gonna rock with this 55. And it was still pretty heavy for me. I definitely have to go heavier with the dumbbells now that I'm looking. I'll challenge myself to 60 and trying to get to 70 because my lower body is super strong. You'll see in this video, I'm lifting 300 pounds and I'm only like 132 now, but I'm lifting 300 pounds with my legs. So my legs are super strong, honey. But my upper body is following. I don't necessarily have like wishes to get a super swole upper body. Nothing against that. I like having a nice core. I like having abs and I like having a nice back because that does contribute to how your waist looks, right? Keeping your core tight. So just remember for these is 10A6 for the RDLs. And then now I'm basically just gonna do a sumo squat, but I put the plates there just to elevate my feet with the sumo squat. So yeah, that's what we're doing here. I know you're probably like, what's going on? And my favorite part about this is setting it up. Especially at a full gym, right? How lovely. And it was so packed. I'm like, bruh, it's always packed on Saturdays. And the thing about my Sundays is I like to rest, right? I post a lot, especially now, y'all. I'm posting like every single day. I post a lot, I exert a lot of energy, and I like Sundays to relax. I want to go to church and I want to eat and I want to sleep or chill or post a video, record. This is cool for me cuz it's almost like I don't know what it called, just the outlet, right? I wouldn't necessarily say therapy because I'm not trying to trauma dump or y'all, nothing like that. But yeah, sorry y'all, I'm looking at my phone. I'm looking at Threads. I love Threads too. That's a great social media platform. I've gained a lot of followers on Threads. It's awesome. Anyways, yeah, guys, it was just really packed this day. And I was just so shocked. I'm like, why is everybody here? Why don't y'all go out? I mean, like, Later on, it was less people, which is how I like it. But Sundays, I'm like, my Sundays are for me. I just want to chill, relax. I don't want to, do too much. Like, imagine working out hard on your legs. I'm lifting 300 pounds, and then the next day you got to go to work. What? No. Sundays should be the day you go to church, you come home, you eat good, relax, eat your meals, right? That's what it should be. And yeah, y'all. So for these, you could just do your sumo squats regular or elevate how I did. Next, we're gonna do the hip abductor and adductor machine. So for this one, I'm starting with the one where you push out, okay, 10A6, and then I'm gonna move to the one where you push them in 10A6. Y'all, my legs are really getting strong. I don't know what I'm at on here, but if you look, the knob is really close to the bottom. Even on the leg extension, like I'm almost like um exceeding that weight as well. I'm like, soon, like by the end of the year, I'm gonna like outgrow these machines. I'm gonna be lifting too heavy. I'm gonna like be lifting at the final knob. Like I'm gonna have to find weight or maybe even do a new gym to lift heavier. I already am on the leg press with all three plates. Like what happens when I max out? How am I gonna add weight? So maybe I'll have to look into that. I don't know if it's the same at every gym. Obviously I love Planet Fitness. I really don't want to leave. I say that in all my videos how much I love it, and I don't know why people hate it so much. I feel like every month people choose something new to cancel, and I hate that. But I love Planet Fitness. I never have no issues. It's all other older people. So I love it. I have no regrets. But if I have to leave because I'm lifting really heavy, then that's understandable. Like that's a great reason to have to outgrow Lead Planet Fitness. Like I've outgrown the machines. I'm too strong for all of them. Like that's a cool flex. Like okay, you know. But I am gonna miss it. It's just like a lot of like older people that mind their business. So I'll have to switch up the gym now, and that's understandable. Well, I guess we'll see what happens. Once I get there. Okay, next we're going to the next hip abductor machine. This one is the one where you push inward. Same thing here, 10, 8, 6. I love doing these together. I feel like if I'm on one, I might as well knock out the other one. Just to get the full glute experience. These are great for your glutes, especially if you want an exercise that mostly focuses on your glutes directly. This will be one of the best machines. I find it crazy that a lot of people are like, I just want to grow my glutes but not my legs. And it's like, okay, I mean, that's nice, but most times when you're doing exercises that are lower body focused, they incorporate more into your glutes. This one though specifically is more glute focused than any of them. But sometimes that is a bit harder, and I think a lot of people, like I said at the beginning of the video, they do workouts and they can't even feel them in their glutes, right? So everything's just going to their legs. So it just all depends on you. I would just suggest figuring out what works for you. um I've been working out for 5 years, and I pair up with my trainer Omar, especially from time to time. He has helped me during every single bulking season, and he's helping me now too. All I do is sometimes I'll like call him, be like, "Hey, can I get a workout?" If he's busy, I have so many of his workouts stored, and I'll use those. He's actually the one who helped me create my lower body guide, which is linked in my bio if you guys want to purchase. But it's a really good guide. I wish I had that when I was starting my fitness journey. So remember, you guys, 10A6 for both of those. Okay, let's get to this leg press. I'm starting off heavy. Okay, it's heavy lifting day. I was originally gonna start off at 180, and then I'm like, no, that's what you do on my on my days during the week. Basically, I like if I incorporate the leg press, I keep it at 180. I don't go any higher because those are my lighter lifting days. So I like to keep those like that. But since this was heavy lifting day, I'm like, okay, let me go up a little more in weight. We're not starting at 180. My legs are strong. Like I could leg press 300 pounds. Why would I do that? So for this, I'm starting pretty heavy. I think the variation for my feet for this one was high and wide. So basically, you do the 10A6, right? 10 high, 10 wide, 8 high, 8 wide, 6 high, 6 wide. All the foot placement means is that you're targeting different areas in your body. And I feel like with any of these exercises, slow and steady wins the race, right? A lot of people talk about muscle to mind connection, which is the reason I love doing the RDLs with the dumbbells. Okay, how I was doing them maybe a bit questionable, right? Just slowing it down a bit more, definitely in the future. But it helps with my muscle mind connection versus doing RDLs on the Smith machine or, a barbell, which is all great. It just depends which way works for you. So I think with these exercises, slow and steady wins the race. And me, sometimes I rush through them just because, especially this day, I was in my head a lot. So I'm like, let's just get it done. And it was a lot of people too. But, just make sure when you're doing these workouts, you're having that muscle to mind connection so you can actually target those areas. Um, because this takes time. I feel like a lot of people now are selling stuff that promises growth in like 2 months. And realistically, you're going to need about 3 to 6. I'm not going to lie to you. And it all depends on you. I mean, for me, when I start seeing growth, I start seeing it expeditiously. But that's because I was putting the work behind it. I was eating all those calories. I remember the first time I started bulking, I think the first month or 2 months, it's just like my metabolism adjusted, right? Almost like I basically slowed it down, right? And I started actually seeing results versus me being 3 years in and not seeing them. It depends on you and your body and your focus. But results in 2 weeks, I don't know about that. And I feel like a lot of people now are promising like instant things, but it takes years. I mean, some people crack the code sooner than others, right? For me, it took me 5 years, but that's been 5 years of on and off. That's been 5 years of failing and succeeding. That's been 5 years of figuring it out, using this, throwing that away. What am I doing? Am I doing this right? Am I doing it wrong? Like, it's been 5 years of trial and error. So that's why I post on here because not only am I learning and I'm working with somebody who has so much gym knowledge, he's literally got his certification, been a manager, been a trainer, been an Olympian. He's lived a life. But I also want to extend my help to other people who may need it as well. Because, like I said, I wish I knew what I put in my guide at the beginning, honey. And when it took me 5 years, but sometimes it takes you a little longer. I was up to the point where I'm like, look, either I'm gonna lock in, or I'm gonna quit working. Well, not quit working. Either I'm gonna lock in, or I'm just gonna accept that I can't do what I thought I could do. It's either or for me. So I just decided to lock in, and it's worked ever since. So once you lock in, everything will work out in your favor. And that's all you guys gotta do, and me as well, right? That's why I said lock in season from now until January. I don't think I'm gonna go outside until the new year. Like, I mean, obviously I'm gonna go outside. I'm outside going to the gym, but you guys know what I be like outside being social. Nothing. When I tell y'all nothing, nothing. I'm really committed. No nails, no feet. I love me a pedicure. That's one of my favorite ways to unwind. I promise you, man, woman, whoever's watching this, if you ever have a long week, honey, if you ever working on your feet, regardless if you're not in the week with a pedicure, when I tell you it's the most relaxing, amazing experience ever. And unless you're trying to save money like me, honey, you can do a home pedicure. Go to the Family Dollar, go to the Dollar Tree, buy you a little pedicure kit, buy you a bath bomb, boop, throw it in the water. Okay, put your feet in there. Okay, do what you need to do. Okay, get the stone for the skin. Don't use the grater thing. Well, you can do what you want. Okay, you're on this video. Hopefully, you're of age. But I would suggest, just a suggestion. The stone instead of the hard grater thing they use. I start using the stone. You can get that from the Dollar Tree, honey. And use some like really nice cream, urea cream. They say it's good for your feet. Yeah, y'all, just you could do them at home, but that would be my suggestion. But like I said, I'm on a self-care budget. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but gotta hit them goals, honey. Gotta hit them. Sacrifices now, right, for the long-term gratification. Okay, so let's get I don't know where I just stopped like that. I think I just got distracted. But anyways, let's get into these leg extensions, honey. 10 8 6. Okay, 10 8 6. For these ones, I switched it up a little bit, honey. First 10 are together, right? When you do the 8, you're doing them unilateral, which means you're working each side of your body individually. So you're gonna do 10 on your left leg, 10 on your right, and then the last one you come back together for the 8. Okay, so 10 8 6 is how you would do these leg extensions. But remember, for the second set, for the 8, you're doing your individual legs. Honestly, the individual legs is nothing to play with, right? um I always suggest, well, lately, I feel like always since the beginning of time, lately, I always suggest doing unilateral movements, because sometimes it just helps. How do I want to put this? Sometimes I guess it just helps in seeing the results you need to see. Okay, working on the individual sides of your body, right? So a unilateral movement would be like using the leg extension, right, but using them for your legs individually, right? Doing sets like that or including sets like that. Using the leg curl, but using them for your legs individually. A really popular unilateral movement that most gym people could agree we don't like, but it works, are what are they? Oh my goodness. You know how you can see something in your head and it's not popping in? Our Bulgarian split squats. There we go. You guys, that's how much I try to erase them out of my memory. Because when you do them, you'll be like, damn. But that's a great unilateral movement for you guys to do where you could work both sides of your body, right? Even if you're doing lunges, right? You're doing reverse lunges on one side and doing the same thing to the other side. Lunges in general, that's a great unilateral movement. It's just something to help you, especially if you want to grow your lower body. Unilateral movements are great, right? So this is me doing that example right now, doing my 8, knocking them out. And whenever I do a unilateral movement, especially lately, most times I need to pause, honey, because that's nothing to play with. But those legs are getting very strong. That leg extension, it's higher now, as you can see the knob. But even that's not bad to be doing an individual movement, right? When I do them together, it's pretty heavy. So yeah, it's definitely changed a lot, and I've gotten better at it, with time. But anytime I do the unilateral anything, I have to take a break because it's something else. But it works. And then for this specific day, like I said, I kept the reps and sets pretty low, but I was lifting very, very heavy. And I think I enjoyed keeping the reps and sets lower. Sometimes when I have heavy lifting days, I'll do like maybe 4 sets of 10 or 4 sets of 12, right? It'll be higher. But I feel like having the lower amount
Okay,
of
last
sets
but not
and
least, we
reps
have the
allow me
squat
to
stand
actually
press, which is
focus
one
on
of
the
my
movement
favorites
more.
because I feel like you could literally do the squat stand press at home, honey. You could go to Five Below and get the dumbbells, okay? I don't know if they have 15 pounds, but they have them on TikTok Shop. I'm sure the TikTok Shop literally has light bulbs. They have baby supplies. They have whatever you need, okay? You could literally have a cart full of every necessity in your home. But I love squat stand press because not only is it effective, but it's harder than it looks. I'm keeping my arms in the frame so you guys can see, but when you do come up and you stand and you press up, you want to reach as far as you can, obviously without hurting yourself or straining yourself in any type of way. However, I did keep this in the frame because I'm like, I need y'all to see my arms. But this is amazing because of how effective it is. And I just have 15 pounds for today. Sometimes I go 20, 25. This is just how I was feeling, honey. Because I feel like when I'm doing heavy lifting on my legs, I want to keep it lighter on my arms. Okay, everything can't be sore the next day. I want to pick apart. Okay, I don't want the whole body to be sore. So I kept it light as far as that's concerned. But same thing for this is everything else in the workout. Make sure you do 10 8 6. Okay, this was a great way to finish out the workout. and get it done. And I was super happy at this point because the gym was still kind of popping. I'm not gonna lie, I'm like, damn, there's a lot of people here. Okay, it was definitely a lot going on. So I'm like, let me hurry up and get these done, honey. I begrudgingly set up the camera. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do this, but I got it done because regardless of how you are feeling, if that workout list say something, you need to do that workout if you want the results. So I definitely did these, and these are something that my trainer includes. I love his workouts; they're awesome. um Not too long ago, he had me on the stairmaster with a freaking plate. I feel like I was training for the military, honey. I was literally sweating. But that's really effective, especially if you're looking for cardio or to lose weight. That would be my suggestion, right? And sometimes I do cardio to finish it off, and cardio is just good for your heart in general. Everybody needs that cardio, it's essential. But I'm pretty much finished with the workout today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Comment if you have any ideas that you want me to do. The channel has been doing great, especially on the short side. However, the videos is what gets you paid. So I'm definitely going to keep posting, guys. Have a great week. Go work out. Bye.